Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for turning out to this session on putting lectures online this afternoon. What we're looking to do today is to get a bit of an overview of some of the possibilities around putting lectures online and to examine what some of the possible benefits might be, and to hear from some people who are doing a diverse range of things with this, and also to hear from yourselves about some ideas about what you want to do with it. So that's the general idea of this afternoon's session. The first thing that I should mention, and in particular because it is an interactive session, is that I'm video recording the presentations today, and I'm going to aim to put them up online afterwards. If anyone doesn't want to be recorded or doesn't want their voice to be heard, because I don't want to inhibit you asking questions during the Q&A sessions following each presentations, just have a word with me at any point during the session or afterwards, and I'll make sure any footage with you in is not used. I've got various cheap cameras positioned around the room, pointing in mostly this general direction. So I should be able to chop and change and just not use those bits, so it's absolutely not a problem. In terms of, I just thought I'd say a few words before I introduce the speakers. In terms of what we mean by putting lectures online, one of the things that I found when I talked to people about this whole idea of lecture capture is that everyone I spoke to had a very clear idea about what lecture capture was. They had a very distinct notion of it in their own mind. It didn't always correspond with what other people's notion of what lecture capture was. So for some people, it was the idea of you record a lecture that's already been given in a face-to-face situation, and the students who are attending that lecture are able to then review and revise from that lecture later on. For other people, as you will see, it actually meant giving a lecture sitting at your desk in front of a camera, so doing voiceover over your slides, for example. So it was kind of changing the nature of what lecturing is, and also, of course, changing the nature of the face-to-face meetings. In terms too of what's captured, there was a variety hello technology, there was a variety of opinions about what it was important to capture. For some people it was the audio, for some people they wanted to capture the video with the whole, person, arms waving around, gestures, expressions, possibly demonstrations or whatever. For other people it was the slides that were the key. In fact, for a lot of people it was the slides, capture the slides with the voiceover, and that's most of the meaning of the lecture. But what I wanted to focus on today specifically was not the technology side of it so much, whether that's the big complicated infrastructure kind of technology, or whether that's the kind of lightweight modern pocket camera kind of technology. And I wouldn't have conceived 10 years ago that I might be trying to video record some lecture presentations on my phone, and a device that I carry around in my pocket. So things obviously change in terms of that, but what I'm more interested in exposing today is having a look at what people are actually doing with this, what the possibilities are that it allows, and what benefits people might be able to realise from it. So why would you do it? And that's partly what would the benefits be, and it's partly understanding what's possible. And people are already doing this. Some of them are doing it with inexpensive software and hardware, or even free software and equipment that they already have. Others are making large strategic investment of time, finance, staff development in order to do some of this stuff. And the kind of diverse range of things here is something that I hope that the presentations we're going to hear capture just a part of the breadth of. So in a moment you're going to hear from John Anderson from C-Plan. You're going to see a video of Stephen Vaughan from Clause. Stephen wanted to come and present, but unfortunately, due to a series of circumstances, ended up not being able to come today, but has made a video recording with me of what they're doing in Claws, and it's very interesting. And we'll also hear from Stephen Rutherford from BioSci, each of them doing very different things. They will just give a brief flavour of what they're doing and then open up to questions, so there'll be an opportunity to question them directly. And John in particular, I would advocate you make the most of that time, because John has to leave early sadly, because he's teaching, so make sure you pump him dry before he goes. Then I'm hoping that we will still have time to have some discussion and feedback, and I'm going to try and get you to write down and capture some of the benefits that you individually are hoping to achieve from this, and what you see as being some of the possible hurdles. And we need to wrap up by 2:30 because we've got the VLE group meeting at 2:45 in here, and we need to rearrange the furniture and so forth. But I certainly hope that won't be the end of it, and that there will be people who are interested in continuing to meet and discuss the possibilities and possibly get into some of the technical specifics later on. And so I would encourage you to join an interest group around this whole area. And so this is the one thing you need to note: the URL for this interest group. This takes you to a connections community, which is a website where you will be asked to put in your Cardiff username and password, and you will then see a community, a web page for the Putting Lectures Online community, and you need to click join this community, and that will basically tell me that when we organise something, I need to get in touch with you, send out an email and so forth. Alternately, if that sounds like too much trouble, just send me an email saying you're interested, and I will add you. But that is, I think, more than enough from me. I didn't want to go to that slide just yet. So if I hand over now to John, who will talk to you about what he's been doing in C-Plan.